So my topic, spices scenario in the Pacific region. I am a principal scientist. I am on deputation. So I am dedicating this talk to Dr. T. Janagiram, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Y.S.R. Horticulture University, Andhra Pradesh, and he is a former Assistant Director General, ICAR, New Delhi. And Dr. K. Nirmal Babu, former Director, ICAR, Indian Spices and Project Coordinator Spices, All India Coordinator Research Project on Spices, and he is a former President, Indian Society for Spices. So the structure of the presentation is introduction, production, import, export of spices in Pacific region, ginger in Pacific, vanilla in Pacific, Fiji and spices, and conclusion. These are the structure of my topic. See, there is a recent book by Springer, Handbook of Eating and Drinking, Interdisciplinary Perspectives. So there are 73 chapters in this book. There is one chapter by history professor Paul Fredman from Yale University. He has written on history of spices. Actually, first portion they cover the history of eating and drinking. Here they are given importance to history of spices. He says culinary globalization that helped the spread of spices in the world. And this is the scenery of Oceania. I mean, map of the Oceania. Oceania is a Pacific region. This is Oceania. So this is the equator. The central red line is the equator. Above is the north. So it comprises of three major groups: Micronesia, Melanesia, and Polynesia. I am based in Fiji. Fiji itself. Dr. Lijo, is it audible? Dr. Lijo, is it audible? Dr. Lijo, is it audible clear? Okay, okay. So this is a red circle is a Fiji where I am based. Fiji itself has more than 300 islands. So like each planet has a satellite, like that each country has so many group of islands. So this is Oceania. Oceania itself, see, 90% of this is with water. Only 10% is land area. And there are 24 countries in this Oceania. So this Australia and New Zealand in generally is not considered, it's a well-developed country. So other remaining 22 are considered as Pacific Island countries, PICS. So here you see the population variation from, see, one particular Pitcairn Island, so only 50 people are there. So it varies. The population structure highly varies. And some of the countries still with, say, this last 24 is with British control. And some are American, this is American sample, and some are with New Zealand. So here, this first three countries, Australia, Papua New Guinea, and New Zealand, this total population of the ocean is 43.1 million, out of which these three countries shares almost 91% of the population. Similarly, land area also, out of 8.48 million square kilometer, 99% is shared by these three countries. And there is a book by Handbook of Medicinal Spices from CRC Press. Author is James Duke. So he has given a map of the centers of origin of some herbs and spices. So here, if you see, from the Pacific region, there is no spices origin except basil from Australia. Rest of the spices are in different locations: South America, Europe, herbal spices, then Mediterranean seed spices, tree spices from Indonesia region. Of course, India tropical spices. So in Pacific, there is no spices. All are introduced in the Pacific region. See, the scenario of production of spice in Pacific countries, 618,914 tons are produced from this. All the statistics are taken from FAO statistics. So out of which Australia produces 54.3%, then followed by New Zealand. Fiji only just 1.64%. So main crop, if you see, each countries are given. Chilies, of course, all the Pacific countries, almost all, they have chilies. And of course, turmeric, Ginger and vanilla. Ginger mainly the statistics available for Fiji, but it is there in almost all the countries. As already in the inaugural meeting, I think Dr. Komi was mentioning statistics, availability of reliable statistics still in question, particularly this region. So if you see the country-wise specific details, see, Fiji produced 9,398 tons of ginger. And this onion and salad is the maximum. See, out of 85, I mean, out of 618,914 tons, 43% is onion and 47% is dry onion. So maximum is it goes to onion production. Rest of the spices, see, vanilla is produced in 3 countries. 9% of the vanilla production of the global vanilla production is from Pacific Island, French Polynesia, Papua New Guinea, and Tonga. These 3 countries are producers vanilla. And if you see the spices import, see, 85,261 tons of spices are imported into the Pacific Island countries. Again, the maximum is for Australia, followed by Fiji. Fiji, the reason is a lot of Indian population is there, that I will come to later. Then New Zealand, around 15% is New Zealand. Again, the garlic, here the ginger and garlic consumption is very high in Pacific Island countries. See, garlic around 24.3% share, and again the onions 31% share. In the import, this is the import statistics of spice in the Pacific countries. And again, if you see the country wise, as I was mentioning, garlic, 20,756 tons is imported into the. This mostly comes from China, though the New Zealand produces little quantity, but majority comes from China. Again, onion, it is produced within the region, Australia, and this lot of, and within the region it is spices from Oceania. 240,219 tons is exported from the Pacific region. Again, the Australia share is 22.62%. New Zealand is a maximum, sir, because here it's maximum onion. If you see here, onion is exported, again, it's a maximum. And other spices are very little. And again, it is details. If you see, again, from ginger is 215 tons exported from Fiji. It is mostly, it goes to Australia. There are Australian companies have a sister concern here. So it will go as an input to the factories. And again, this is onion. And Papua New Guinea exports vanilla. See, I think that view I have to change. And next, ginger in Pacific. See, the Pacific ginger, when Britishers came to Australia, 1788, they brought a ginger. The first ship itself, they brought a ginger. So ginger is useful to control the NASA and several medicinal properties. They brought and planted in the Sydney, 1788. So if you see the level 16, the growth rate of ginger is very high. It's among the crop, they analyze more than 100 crops. So out of which the ginger places, the growth rate is very high, 8.1%. See, if you see, there are top 15 countries of ginger production, area and production. But here, none of the Pacific countries you can see in this area and production. But whereas productivity you can see, Australia stands first because there is a systematic fertilizer application and a sophisticated irrigation system. And Fiji though Fiji is a rainfed system, but productivity is very high. So these 2 countries are Pacific countries. And see that this is, when you mention about Pacific, we cannot forget to mention about Budrim ginger. It is one of the important ginger producing factory in Australia, started in 1916. See that their system of cultivation, complete mechanization, harvesting, And their Australian ginger production is only 8,000 tons, maybe 150 to 200 hectares, but the productivity is very high. This is a Buddhim ginger, the lot of products they have. And they have the ginger factory tours also they are operating. Online tours are there, you can visit personally. So they have a very big factory, Buddhim ginger factory is important factory in the world. See, our global ginger market assessment trends, it is from New Zealand company, Colmer Burnton, they published a report. If you see the 10 years, that is 2004 to 2014, 10 years, there are 27,447 products launched globally between 2004 to 2014 that contains ginger as an ingredients. See the growth rate, 548% growth rate between 2004 to 2014. So that is the ginger is infused into the products of that much. See again between 2002 to 2013 there is a steady growth. Again the Pacific Asia Pacific region dominates the ginger production and exports and product development. See Australia alone between 2004 to 2014 745 products which has a ginger in it as a component. And ginger mainly utilized for this sauce and seasoning, meals and snacks, and rest processed products, hot beverages, bakeries, skincare, soap, healthcare, and hair products. So maximum goes into sauces and seasoning. And these are some of the products where the packing materials are different packing containers are used. Honey ginger, ginger candies, pouches. See, this is again bottle, pickled ginger, ginger body oil. So different packing container and different products. And again, what are the component for which ginger? See, this is for 3 years, 2012, 13, 14, 3 years, 13,324 products were analyzed. So here, the ginger, see, Australia is more likely to produce bakery items. Japan is produced to produce meals. India is for produce sauces and seasoning, and Germany and South Africa for hot beverages. UK is likely to produce meals again. The Brazil is for sugar and confectionery. America is health products. So these are the way in which ginger is infused in their products. So there was a project run in this Asia Pacific region, in Fiji and Australia. So there are 4 conclusions that come out: providing adequate drainage, adopting crop rotation, use of clean seed, and application of poultry manure and sawdust is a solution for reduce pest infestation. There are 2 theses. This is from Queensland University. This one on Buddhim industry, MSc thesis. This is a PhD thesis from University of Adelaide on ginger history. So these 2 theses are about Australian ginger is available in the online. Anybody can access this. This is another important document, Australian ginger industry overview of market trends. And so here Queensland primary industry and fisheries identify the key issues limiting expansion and production of ginger in Australia: pest and disease, water availability, because here they use, I was telling you, sophisticated irrigation system. So water availability is shrinking. Then availability of labor also problem. Like any other country, the availability of good quality seed, availability of suitable land, then rising production cost, demand for ginger also against it's in the problem. Then low prices, age of the growers. Many growers are at the retiring age. No young farmers are not youngsters coming forward for this agriculture purpose. Again, the foreign competition. So these are they have found out some of the reasons for not expanding the Australian ginger. And the next crop is vanilla. Vanilla again important crop in Pacific. So this is a New Caledonia, this is a Tonga, and this is Niue vanilla product. See, this is again the Samoa this is again Tonga. See, there is a report from the New Zealand Institute of Pacific Research, opportunities to improve vanilla value chains for small Pacific Island countries. So here they have given the historical impact. See, vanilla introduced in this area, region 1827 in Tonga. So Fiji was one of the major supplier in 1990. Yes. So they have given historical chronological order. See, the cyclone is a common problem in this region. The cyclone, say Vanuatu and other countries also. So it reduces or it affects consist $700 US per kg. So these are some of the chronological they are given in that report. If you see the world production, the Madagascar, Indonesia, China, Mexico, Papua New Guinea, Turkey, Uganda, Tonga, and other countries. So these three countries, Papua New Guinea, Uganda, and French Polynesia, these three are Pacific Island countries, so that contributes around 9% of the global production. And they found out a SWOT analysis. 10th, in the Pacific region, Pacific Island countries, ideal climate and size of the land, government participation and initiatives, culturally specific skills and techniques, niche, high value and non-perishable product vanilla, and links to, they have very good links to New Zealand and Australian markets. These are the strengths, and weaknesses are human capital and labor supply is a weakness. Then infrastructure and services, information and technology flow is weak. Commitment and disinterest and disillusions and market integrations. So these are the weaknesses. Then opportunities are research and development. There is a great opportunity. Research and development is very weak in Pacific region. Then certification and standards, vanilla diversification, Pacific women can be engaged in the vanilla cultivation. And natural threats, as I was mentioning, cyclones and the market prices. Market price always fluctuates. Maybe a lot of products available, but there is no market. So these are the SWOT analysis for vanilla production, and they have come out with the recommendations. Access to market has to be provided. Then access to training. Many people that don't know pollination and processing method, so we have to go, and collaboration and coordination is required, and access to finance. Somebody has to invest in finance. So these are the recommendations they have come out with, from the survey. Then next is Fiji and the spices. See, as I was mentioning, see here in Fiji Island, the Britishers took over the Fiji Island 1874. Until 1970, Britishers ruled this Fiji Island. So Indians brought here as a girimitis and intensive labor system to work in the sugarcane field. See, 1976, the Indian population in Fiji is 49.8. Then over the years it declined. So now at present, around 35 to 37% of the Fiji population is Indian descendants. So they use a lot of spices. Again, moreover, most of the Pacific countries, specifically Fiji, lot of its main economy is dependent on tourism. More than 100 international hotels are there. So they utilize the spices judiciously. See, even hotel, this is one of the important hotel. They display the spices, what are the spices they use in their culinary cuisines. And every year they conduct culinary competition among the chefs. So spices consumed in tourism sector also in the hotel restaurants. So this is a trend in spices import in Fiji. I think in 2019, 1,274 tons of spices imported to the this is 6,250 tons of spices. Oh, this is a volume, 1,274 tons to the value of 6.2 million Fijian dollar. And again, this export trend. This is 2,796 tons to the value of 18.2 million Fijian dollar. So if you see the average in terms 2013 to 2019, see the export quantity 2,730 tons of spices exported from Fiji to the value of 16.5 million Fijian dollar. Whereas the import is only 13,500 tons to the value of 5.8 million Fijian dollar. See the balance between, if you see the balance between import quantity and export quantity, the 1,500 is there. That is produced from Fiji. Main product is ginger, and then turmeric. These are the main products produced from here. And some of the spice mixtures imported, again, it's re-exported to neighboring Pacific Island countries, including New Zealand and Australia also. And some of the raw spices converted into spice mixture. A lot of So later in 1950s, a lot of Gujaratis has come. They are doing a lot of spice business. So spice mixtures also, raw materials are imported, converted to a spice value-added product and exported. So it is sold like this. If you go to market, you can find in supermarket, of course, neatly packed. But in local market, you can find like this. Small packets and this ginger, turmeric, coriander, the cumin, all. See, we have conducted the spice utilization survey. So here there are different ethnic peoples are there: Fiji Indian, Fijian, Chinese, English, many other countries, Bangladesh, China, Pakistan, many country people are there, Korea, Japan. So we conducted the survey. From the different group of people, we found that Fiji Indian uses maximum spices, around 15 numbers, and the minimum used by English people. See, maximum quantity of spices used was onion, around 3 kg per month, and followed by garlic, 1.6 kg per month. And mean usage of fresh ginger, 416 gram, green chili, 322 gram, coriander leaf, 259 gram. So like that, it goes. In general, Fiji Indian uses more spices, both number and quantity, and less by English. See, fresh ginger usage was maximum with the Fijian, almost 500 gram per month in a family, and followed by Fiji Indians. They use around 470 gram. And if you see, when the Britishers, before taking over, the Queen Victoria sent a team of people to survey. So at the time, only 7 spices were here: turmeric, wild ginger, bird's eye chili, amomum species, nutmeg not fragrance. This is Myristica castansifolia. Then cinnamon, again, not true cinnamon or cassia cinnamon. This is another species. Cinnamon species. Tamarind also was. Tamarind was introduced from Hawaii by missionaries. So these only 7 spices were there. Now at most, see, there is a book further published by this American botanist by Albert C. Smith. So he has written 5 volumes of book. So from that I could see around 40 spices listed as per ISO. It is available or cultivated in Fiji. And he is Ronald Gatti. He is considered as a father of spices in Fiji. He started a spice farm to help the Fijian farmers. He brought the planting material from Guatemala, India, Sri Lanka, and planted near Suva area. And he started Spices Fiji Limited company. So he is considered a father of spices. Now there are so many companies. See, all maybe Indian or Pakistan-based, Ahmadan company, Singh Dayal Singh. There are several companies do spice business. See, these are big groups, Punjas and Sons, Naveen Pai Patel, these are big groups. And in addition, small home sellers, they will make and cater the needs of the particular group of people. So that is also there, some individuals. So, and when you see, though it is a small country, it's 300 islands. So this is the main island called Vitilevu. This is second largest Vanvalevu. Here, again, there is a climatic difference. There is no like climate, agroclimatic classification like in India. But here, this is central. This is called central region. This is highest rainfall. Western, where I am staying in western region, this is all bit low rainfall area where tamarind, turmeric, curry leaf, chili, all cultivated here. Here, black pepper, cardamom, clove, nutmeg, all suitable this area. And as I was mentioning, ginger was introduced in 1890. So it continues. Fijian ginger is important quality. I'm coming in subsequent. There is a clear trend. It is there in the area of production and export. See, throughout the year it will be available. If you go to vegetable market, they will put it in plate like this. $2. They will sell it as a fresh ginger. It is available throughout. Similarly, fresh turmeric also sold like this. And if you see, it is 1892. Say Fijian ginger, the quality was comparable with the Jamaican ginger. See, the Fijian ginger, though not ginger, was finer than the other 2 commercial varieties and was especially remarkable for its exceedingly fine aroma and peculiar pleasant taste. So it was 1892 they analyzed. It is available Kew Garden Bulletin, miscellaneous publication. So the Fijian ginger is one of the finest quality in the world. Again, further 1980, they analyzed the essential oil of Fijian ginger. They have found that much higher in neral and geraniol content compared to other production sources. See the neral and geraniol content is high compared to Australia, India, Japan, and other countries like Jamaica, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, China, and Cochin. And this is the ginger fields in Fiji. And they have ginger growers association, like in India, Spices Port. They have, and they also support in organic production certification. So there is one company called this is a Chinese company, Chinese person, Kaiming Agro Processing Limited. He buys the ginger from farmers and add the value addition, export to New Zealand, Australia, and even other European and USA. See, next crop is turmeric. Turmeric here, it's a wildly grown. There is no organized cultivation. It is collected from forest, hill area and forest. So now the people slowly coming here, but they don't know how to cultivate. See the wide spacing, 1 meter into 1 meter. So there's a wide spacing. There is no organized cultivation. See, it is harvested from the forest like this. The Fijian farmers, they are collecting like this. And it's see 20 to 25. This is onion bag. They will fill this bag. They will sell it to $40 to $50 to the exporters. So the exporter, they will clean like this. Only they will export primary fingers, not mother rhizome. Maybe because of that cleaning, the tedious process, they only finger rhizome they export to the particularly USA. Around 40% of the export goes to USA from Fiji, particularly this. See here, one company, the Joe Turmeric. 170 gram, it is taken from Fiji, 170 gram, that is 6 ounce, sold in $45 US. See the value, 170 gram, sold in $45 US. Fijian turmeric is highly valued. And now, after I came, I started showing how the scientific cultivation. This is from where I'm working, Vivekananda Technical Center. So I'm showing that. And here again, the processing method also I'm demonstrating. Without boiling, how to we can answer. And there are two varieties. One is orange color, one light yellow color. This is our stop, where I'm working. And again, the turmeric exporter is highly appreciated from Fiji. And that Joe Turmeric, that Susan Murat sent me a report. She analyzed the curcumin content. It was planted in 2016. At the time of the seed material was contained 6% 20 sample. It contained 12.4%. Another sample contained 10.1%. So high curcumin content. And the year, 2 years, 3 years, it may be there in the field. Throughout the year, every month, whenever required, they harvest and they export. So throughout the year, harvest is there. There is no season bound. And next crop is vanilla. Vanilla, again, Fiji, I was telling, 1900 was one of the leading major producer. See, there is a private, there are lots of NGOs working on, they never allow many companies or many, they never allow others to enter in their field. Even if they ask permission, they say, so no, we are busy, we will not allow you. Like that. So this is a group of NGOs training the Fijian ladies, and they're doing, see, this is a company, Rise Beyond the Reef. So they train the women in cardamom. Cardamom also, very few people only having, maybe very few plants or few people. See, this is it is there. So this is one farmer from another next biggest island, Vanuatu. He has a good plantation. This kindly note, interesting. Throughout the year, it flowers and bears fruit. Throughout the he says throughout the year he gets flower and yield, but not like it is not like again season bound. So recently that island was affected by cyclone, tropical cyclone Yasa, more than 250-kilometer wind speed. So his plantation, this cardamom, he had only 10 plants. It is affected, no shade. It is affected by cyclone. Even Hello? You're hearing? Hello? There are 8 species of cinnamon reported from Fiji. Cinnamomum camphor and Cinnamomum verum, that is true cinnamon, is introduced. Rest are native to this place. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah, right. So 8 species are reported. 2 are introduced and 6 are native to this place. Oh. See, here again, and they analyze 1903. There is a report from the Chemical Society Proceedings. They analyzed the Fijian bark oil, cinnamon. This is cinnamon nervium. This is Fiji's cinnamon plant. So they found that nearly 1% of the volatile oil from this species bark. See here, around 40 years old trees. It is not at all utilized. This is from research station. So you see the growth. They can use it for bark extraction or leaf oil extraction. It is not at all utilized. This is a true cinnamon. Again, the neighboring island, another biggest Fiji island, plenty of true cinnamon is available. They don't know what to do with that. They can use it profitably, but they are not doing. I don't know what is the reason, but plenty of trees are there. I visited. This is not affected by recent cyclone. I visited. Even if it is affected, all started, new flush is coming. And again, nutmeg. Nutmeg also very few people is also. There is a scope for this tree spices. Again, this is a clove. Clove also very few people, 4 or 5 people only having. And in where I visited in one next island, the 4 trees were there in one family. All the 4 were affected by this cyclone. And this is allspice. This is at the Indian High Commissioner House, Suva. That is called India House. It's a very big tree. They don't know what is plenty of fruits and many other places also is there. This again commercially it can be utilized. And tamarind, particularly in western region, beautiful tamarind. It is used for making lot of product, chutney, curries. See, it is also exported. They remove the seed and export to Australia. The tamarind chutney is famous for here. All when you buy vada, bhajia, so they will give tamarind chutney. So tamarind chutney is very famous in Fiji. That they will say Fijian style of making. And of course, amateur mango, it's again very famous. It is also exported from Fiji. Curry leaf, plenty of curry leaf. They don't know what to do. Everywhere it is there as a wild, plenty of available. It is not utilized. And again, black pepper. It is see, because of cyclone, the height is restricted. This is again available with very few. He is American. He was working in Oracle. Now he resigned and in Fiji, settled in Fiji. He has some few black pepper plant, Mr. John. And after I joined here, through column method, I started demonstrating. It started giving spike. It started setting. And this is neighbor country, Vanuatu. So they grow black pepper by restricting the height. And plenty of chili varieties, red fire, long red cayenne, bird's eye chili, pongo chili, like our Naga chili, pongo chili. So plenty available. Chilies also exported from Fiji. And again, this bird's eye chili, plenty are there. It is not utilized. There is no market for that. And herbal spices. There is this particular Nadi Bay herb in where I am staying near to my place. They export to New Zealand. Every week, 1 container goes. This time also he exported more than 400 tons. But now, due to biosecurity, a lot of restriction, and now New Zealand itself is producing. See this mint, basil, and purple basil. There are other herbal spices also. It's a very good. Again, coriander. This is the off-season coriander by shade net. Government supports the shade net. Leafy coriander is much used here. So the government supports in the area. In conclusion, see, Pacific contribution to global spice production is less than 1%. And there are many spices can be grown here, except seed spices. Spices, cumin, because of the specific climate not available here. The spices produced in Pacific region are superior quality, owing to wild harvest, nature's way of production, organic cultivation, less intensive cultivation, and volcanic soil, ideal climate. And from the mainlands of Australia, I mean Europe or America, it's very far away. And cyclone and weather operation, small and marginal farm holdings are very less, and poor infrastructure. See, you cannot travel inside road and very kacha roads. You need a heavy vehicle. There is no proper road, even storage, lack of labor, lack of market, and lack of technical knowledge. See, even Fiji, many people kept allspice as a clove plant, cinnamon as a clove plant. I went and rectified. No, this is not a. So many people, they don't know what plant they have in their house. And no mechanization, not much research. Research because their priority is different. And only the NGOs, a few NGOs from America or France or New Zealand, Australia, they came and support the Fijian farmer or poor farmers. They farm organization, so they develop. And the import of spices, particularly seed spices, are inevitable to the spices. Satyan sir was mentioning more than 250 products exported from India. Fiji, around 70 products, 70 kind of spice products imported from India to Fiji. So the import is inevitable. Continue to they will import, and there is a great scope for strengthening R&D, value chain development for spices in Pacific region to augment the spice industry in this part of the world. And I thank you. I thank the organizers for providing me this opportunity. Thank you very much, sir.